Hello everybody, this is a bit of a weird one, not my usual video and not my usual results last week. I had a bit of a stinker, 7 out of 13, Macintosh tearing it up. I'll be having words with him, trying to get some advice from him on the One for the Weekend podcast, which is on the Bull Street channel, the Bull Street YouTube channel, where we talk about the weekend's games and preview, and it's all good fun. It's a great podcast, so go and check that out because I think Ian McIntosh is going to be on it this week. But yeah, it didn't go well. I mean, I've had a great weekend. I've got married, which is odd, but my focus maybe wasn't what it should have been. So this week I'm hoping to do a little bit better. I'm on my little thing called a mini moon. So look, there's my room here. But I've had a bit of time to myself, and I've written down my bankers, my upsets, and my half hedges. If you want to be in the One for the Weekend league, you can do that. Find my name, James Alcott, on the app, and I will invite you to it. The first 100 get to be in the league with me and Flav, and DT's in there, and a load of other guys. So make sure you get involved with that. So let's go through my picks this week. 3 bankers for you. Crystal Palace against Chelsea. It just gets worse and worse for Crystal Palace. This is probably going to be the last tough game they'll have for a little while, so they might be able to start getting some points. But Chelsea is still a great side. Even without Morata, surely they're going to be way too much for Crystal Palace. You never know at home, they might be able to do something, but still, I haven't even half-hedged this one. I've gone straight banker on Chelsea to win it. Man City, they are the team that are going to win the league for me this season. They look so impressive against Chelsea. I've just watched Match of the Day and caught up on it and looked at the stats. They were all over them. They're going to continue to win, and at home against Stoke City, who they're steady, but they're no way near good enough to get anything from that game. So that is a banker for me. And then my final banker for the weekend, Spurs are going to do it. I'm doing this for my boy Flav. Surely now, Bournemouth second bottom in the league. Harry Kane is on fire. I don't think it matters if he's at home or away. As difficult as it's been at Wembley, they are looking so strong. And I think they're finally going to get that first win in the Premier League against Bournemouth at home this week. On to my upsets. Burnley haven't lost in 5 games. They're doing really well at home against West Ham. You never know which West Ham's going to turn up. So I'm going to go for, I guess, a bit of an upset here because Burnley shouldn't be beating West Ham. They are a big club, West Ham, for me, and they spent a lot of money, a lot more money than Burnley. But I think that Burnley will get the victory this weekend. QPR against Sunderland. My boys, we have not won a game in 5, so that is going to be a bit of an upset, despite Sunderland being second bottom, which is incredible to say for a club that size. They are still struggling. QPR, we shouldn't be beating teams like that, especially with all the way up in the north. We're going to have to head all the way up there, and I think we're going to upset them, though. We're going to outwork them. We'll have more fight than them. Their confidence is low, and I think we'll get an away win, our first away win of the season, which is an upset in itself. And my final one, Brighton versus Everton. I'm going for Everton, which is an upset because they are struggling. Fans seem to be turning on Koeman a little bit, but I think they've got way too much quality here for this Brighton side, and I think maybe being away from home might actually help them out a little bit, take away the pressure of that home crowd. So I'm going for an Everton win. Last few bits, my half hedges, let me run through them quickly for you, and I get back to my mini moon with my new wife. So, first up, half hedging Burnley versus West Ham. Because West Ham, Andy Carroll, he does score goals, and if he's there, he might get a goal for them. And you never know. As I said, you don't know which team's going to turn up there. Next up, I've got Swansea versus Huddersfield. I've gone for a Swansea win here, but they are struggling. Huddersfield Town got beat convincingly by Spurs, but actually had some good moments in the game from what I've read and heard. So they could still get that away win. So I'm half-hedging that one. Half-hedging Leeds versus Reading. I think the stats suggest that draws are much more unlikely than a win, be it away or at home. So with the Championship being as tight as it is and Leeds losing their last game, although I'm going for a home win, you never know with Reading. They've got some good players. I'm going to put them down to maybe get an away win there. Half hedging Sheffield United versus Ipswich Town. Again, home win or an away win. No draw for me there. Sunderland are at home. We are awful away, so I'm half hedging that one as well. It's not going to be all. There has to be a draw somewhere. So again, I've tweeted that on the derby game between Wolves and Aston Villa. Aston Villa starting to find their feet now, so I think they could maybe get an away draw against a very good Wolverhampton Wanderers side. And my last half edge, another derby game. Derby versus Nottingham Forest. You don't know which Nottingham Forest is going to turn up this season. They have some great little players there, and they've had some really tough games in the Championship so far. Great win against Leeds United in a tight one there. This one's going to be tight as well. You never know what's going to happen in those games, but they play good football. Maybe under pressure, they might be strong away from home against Derby and might get the Derby win. So those are my half hedges. Those are my upsets. Those are my bankers. Like I said, do not miss the One for the Weekend podcast. It's on iTunes, so you can subscribe to it that way. Or you can go on the Bull Street YouTube channel and check it out there with me, Flav, and Ian McIntosh, the man himself, this week. If you want to take on, choose my picks and to save yourself some time, they're right beneath me right now. So go and click on that and get that done if you want to join me. Let me know what you think about my picks this week at James Alcott, or you can listen to my podcast at Great Touch for a Big Lad at GT4ABL. Fingers crossed I can get back up there again. Something needs to change. I mean, I was off the ball last week, but I'm back. These are my picks. Fingers crossed for me.